So over the last 3 days, I think that Charlie Kirk's death has hit me harder than anybody in the public life, in the public sphere, ever has. I never used to bat an eye at it. And I think that what we all are being hit by is that Charlie Kirk was the epitome of a good, decent person who was using debate and engaging in politics in the exact manner that everybody would approve, and they shot him anyways. These miserable thugs that have had their brains rotted by the education system that has been done intentionally in order to spread the revolution. You need willing soldiers, and those are unhappy POSs, the same Antifa members that are chanting that they got Charlie in the Portland drizzle, keeping people up at night. They want company. And I do believe that part of this is it's the reaction that we have on the sane side of the aisle, because right now there's sanity and decency versus evil and the mentally corrupted. And I know which side you're likely on. And I'm incredibly saddened by the state of affairs because it feels like we've lost what America is. Whatever Martin Luther King was, and he was one hell of an orator, Charlie Kirk is today, except in my opinion, he has more influence than Martin ever did because of YouTube, because of the ubiquity of social media and the ability to get one's message out. And that's why I said in a video very recently that killing Charlie has a more profoundly negative effect on our nation than if you had offed Donald Trump. Yeah, there might have been civil war, but you could understand that they've been brainwashed into thinking that Donald Trump is the epitome of evil.
Let me ask you tonight, do you think Donald Trump is a fascist?
Yes, I do.
This is what kicking the shit out of fascism looks like.
Try to prevent the spread of the lawlessness and the fascist chaos that's been unleashed against us.
So when we say Donald Trump is a fascist, fascism, a huge component of fascism is uniting racism, bigotry, a form of racist nationalism.
We are now living in a fascist dictatorship.
Mm-hmm. We are worried about potential rise of fascism in this country.
And yeah, he's probably a very flawed man, even though he's doing good. He can be rough around the edges. And Charlie was none of this. He was a good, decent Christian man that lived by his values, that helped people, that was excited, that built his organization from scratch. When all these people that are celebrating his death, what have they done in their lives? They are miserable. You cannot celebrate the death of a decent person and feel good inside. That is the reality. Now, we can point to Osama bin Laden, right? Many Americans cheered that he had died. This is a man that directly attacked America, that even the Dalai Lama said he had it coming. That's the truth. That's what the Dalai Lama said when asked. And still, people on the right, they questioned it a little bit, whether or not to cheer that Osama had died. But here you have thousands and thousands of radical leftists, or just people on the left that have had their brains rotted, that have been told that Charlie Kirk is the epitome of racist, bigot, homophobe, transphobe, when none of this is true. When they point to little excerpts of conversations that he had and point to that, like saying when he sees a black pilot walking down the aisle that he says, boy, I really hope that guy's qualified. That's in reference to DEI and the fact that they are promoting people not based on merit, but based on their race. So of course, one questions that. He just said it out loud, and there's nothing racist about that. That is a function of not employing a meritocratic system that advances an individual. But this is what the leftists are pointing to. And again, I'm just tremendously saddened by it because it seems like Charlie's death is the death of America in my mind. Can we come back for this? Because this is like taking a giant axe into what remained as the unifying tree of America. And frankly, it's like what Ray Dalio said. A nation is how we treat each other. And one side is literally hunting Republicans, whether it's the DOJ going after anti-abortion protesters outside of clinics, giving them years in jail or finding reasons to pin crimes on them, or literally hunting Donald Trump with guns, or today Charlie Kirk, or anybody that stands in their way. Whether it's the Israeli workers at the embassy who were shot in cold blood and the guy just stood up and was proud of it, Luigi Mangione executing a United Healthcare CEO on the street. You guys tell me, what can we do about this? Because I don't want to be part of a nation where we have people that openly celebrate the death of a good Christian man that happened in front of his children, young children, less than 3 years old, and his wife. And apparently one of his children got so scared by the gunshot that she tried to run into her daddy's arms because she was scared, and she got caught. And that, because I have children that age, 3 and 1.5, just the same as Charlie's, I weep for that situation, as we all should. But I don't know what to do as an American. I don't know how to move forward. I don't see how I can possibly cross the divide when these people are actively hunting us and cheering for the death of decent people. How do you rectify that? The time for shaking hands and putting things to rest and turning the other cheek, you can't do that when they're actively killing you, when they're releasing criminals from jail that will kill you. So you guys leave it in the comments. Where do we go from here? That's what I want to know. What do we do against a force that is malevolent, that seeks to destroy? There are things that we can do economically. There are things that we can do to make sure that everybody has a fair shot in life. But we've, to some degree, achieved those things. And America is the most prosperous nation on the planet. And this is coming from somebody who's been to 60 countries and lived in 7. And y'all in America are lucky, and you don't realize just how much that is the case. Peace to Charlie's soul. And I hope and pray for the souls of you who are dancing and cheering on his death. I do believe that there is a great evil afoot, and we need an exorcist to expunge it.